Character clash.
Shout out to Marty Keaton, 182 for this awesome idea. Let's jump in.
First Class Villains Showdown. Salim Abu Aziz versus Hans Gruber. In the left corner, with his unhinged gaze, his explosive belt, and the energy of someone who ate gunpowder and dates for breakfast, stands Salim Abu Aziz, True Lies, the jihadist who would make a nuclear missile look like a birthday party firecracker. And in the right, with his razor-sharp German accent and an agenda colder than a Swiss banker's heart, we have Hans Gruber, Die Hard, the most stylish corporate terrorist since the Italian Suits decided to stage a coup. Who would dominate this dance of destruction, the criminal mastermind with Oxford-style manners, or the fanatic with more TNT than brain cells? Let's raise the curtain on chaos as if we were conducting an opera, with dynamite in every note.
Ready?
Round 1.
Physical skills.
Salim isn't exactly Puma, but he has the stamina to plant a nuclear bomb and evade trained agents. Although he can't levitate, his determination is worthy of an action thriller. Lore cameo. He managed to outwit Harry Tasker after a shootout in a shopping mall. Sarcastic. If physical weight were Bam, he'd be Boom, but without the explosion.
Trivia.
In the famous mall chase, Salim Abu Aziz demonstrates surprising agility and physical prowess. He steals a motorcycle while on the run and speeds through the hotel, even riding the bike into a glass elevator. The scene culminates when Aziz jumps the motorcycle through a window and lands in the pool of a neighboring building, escaping Harry Tasker, who was chasing him on horseback. This sequence not only showcases Aziz's physical prowess, but is so exaggerated that it became iconic in 1990s action cinema. Gruber may not compete in bodybuilding, but his refined demeanor and physical composure, remember that elevator ride to Ode to Joy, make him look like a dangerous figure. Ironically, he's elegant enough to fall out of a 30-story window.
Trivia.
While Hans Gruber isn't your typical muscle-bound villain, there's a legendary story about his final fall in Die Hard. Alan Rickman, the actor who plays him, was actually dropped from a height of over 20 feet to film his death scene. The director told him he'd be released on the count of 3, but he was dropped early, capturing that genuine expression of panic. So, in a way, Hans's physical skill in that moment was falling with style, though not by choice.
Round 2.
Combat skills.
When it comes to improvised terrorist tactics and nuclear weapons handling, Salim excels. But his stealth is more, I'm a last-century villain, and less modern-day ninja. Ironically, he can threaten cities, but he didn't hold up under real SIG-int scrutiny.
Trivia.
Aziz is not only a charismatic leader, but also a relentless combatant. In the mall bathroom scene, he engages Harry Tasker in a point-blank shootout, using his own men as human shields and demonstrating composure under pressure. Although Harry manages to survive, Aziz escapes unharmed, making it clear that he is no ordinary villain, but someone capable of maintaining calm and precision in extreme situations. A master criminal, he perfectly combines stealth, terrorist mask, calm voice, disguised Bill Quay. Sarcasm, he's so stealthy that even McClane thought he was another hostage. Ha ha ha!
Trivia.
Hans Gruber isn't an expert in hand-to-hand combat, but he does know how to handle weapons with ease. His signature pistol is a Heckler & Koch P7 M13, a German model uncommon in cinema at the time, which gave him a sophisticated and lethal air. Curiously, in the original script, he was going to use a Walther, but the weapon was changed to make it less predictable and more exotic for the audience.
Round 3.
Survival skills.
He escapes amid a nuclear operation in Switzerland, survives an urban shooting in a shopping mall. Dark humor. If someone delays your nuclear espresso, you know they're surviving.
Trivia.
Despite constant attempts at capture and attacks from Omega agents, Aziz always finds a way to escape. An example is when, after the chaos at the hotel and the chase, he manages to evade everyone and continue his terrorist plan, even after his base is destroyed and most of his men eliminated. His ability to adapt and survive under pressure is part of what makes him such a dangerous antagonist. He planned an invasion, but he didn't consider burning ice picks or flat shoes. He survived the stress, but his overconfidence literally brought him down. Dark humor. His master plan didn't include gravity-enabled windows.
Trivia.
Gruber demonstrates survival skills that are more mental than physical. Amidst the chaos, he improvises and infiltrates the hostages, pretending to be one of them, even using a perfect American accent to fool John McClane. This scene wasn't in the original script. It was added because Alan Rickman amazed the crew with his ability to mimic accents, and the result was one of the film's most memorable sequences.
Round 4.
Unprepared.
Unprepared, Salim remains a threat, armed, fanatical, and desperate. He may not have a plan, but he has explosive twists in his repertoire. Ironically, this is great nuclear power, but little social planning.
Trivia.
In the first direct confrontation with Harry Tasker, neither of them is truly prepared. They find themselves unexpectedly in a mall bathroom. Despite the surprise, Aziz reacts quickly, draws his submachine gun, and opens fire without hesitation, managing to escape despite the presence of several officers and the confusion of the crowd. This scene shows that even without prior preparation, Aziz has the reflexes and composure to survive a direct confrontation with an elite spy. Without a plan, there's no Bill Clay, just a guy with a fancy gun. His intellect becomes dead weight without a script. Sarcastic? The hotel villain would seem like a tourist without any prior spying.
Trivia.
If Hans Gruber faces someone unprepared, his greatest weapon is manipulation. There's a scene where, unarmed and cornered by McClane, Gruber improvises a false identity and manages to get McClane to let down his guard enough to try to take advantage. He doesn't have brute force, but he does have a sharp tongue and nerves of steel, making him dangerously unpredictable in an impromptu one-on-one.
Round 5.
With preparation.
Given time, Salim could create everything from nuclear bombs to cultural chaos. But he lacks global intelligence resources. Dark humor. He needs logistics, not just hatred.
Trivia.
At the film's climax, Aziz carefully plans the hostage-taking and the planting of a nuclear bomb in a Miami skyscraper. However, Harry Tasker is also prepared, piloting none other than a Harrier jump jet. Despite all Aziz's planning, Harry manages to rescue his daughter and, in one of cinema's most memorable deaths, throws Aziz, literally dangling from a missile, into his own men's helicopter. This scene is so absurd and spectacular that it has become a meme among action movie fans. You're fired. Prepare for a manifesto, sub-espionage, disguises, hostages, hacking, and Beethoven in the background. All with a tag, irony, a criminal mastermind in a suit, CEO of chaos.
Trivia.
With time to prepare the ground, Hans Gruber is a master of criminal chess. His plan to steal the Nakatomi Plaza bonds includes taking hostages, manipulating the police, tricking the FBI into helping him open the vault, and staging an escape using a truck disguised as an ambulance. While his plan is brilliant, it has a weakness. It depends on everyone following his script. And he didn't count on a cowboy like McClane, who improvises on the fly and ruins the entire scheme.
Round 6.
General data.
Aziz, physical skills 7, combat skills 6, survival skills 8, unprepared 7, with preparation 7, total 35. Hans Gruber, physical skills 8, combat skills 8, survival skills 7, unprepared 6, with preparation 8, total 37.
Final round.
Decisive showdown.
The Kronos Tower, a colossus of glass and steel in the heart of Los Angeles, glittered like an Easter egg in a video game. But that night, it wasn't a prize it hid, but a boss fight between two villains who were masters of deception. Hans Gruber, the gentleman thief with an Armani suit and a Cheshire Cat grin, had hired Salim Abu Aziz, the leader of Crimson Jihad, as bait. Salim, a fanatic with more explosives than common sense, was supposed to be the chaos that would distract the authorities. But like a Game of Thrones plot twist, Salim betrayed the script. The hostages, tied up like NPCs on a side quest, groaned under the terrorists' yoke. Salim, with his B-movie villain charisma, demanded a ransom of $200 million in cryptocurrency and a pizza. Gruber, from the shadows, watched with the calm of a Dark Souls player on New Game Plus. His plan was falling apart, but he wasn't breaking a sweat. "I thought you were a pro, not a lucky noob," he whispered in Salim's ear, like a ghost in a chat mic. Salim whirled around furiously, as if someone had reset his rage meter. "I'm in charge here, Kafir," he spat, his saliva glistening like a poorly optimized shader. Gruber, grinning like a Joker with evil DLC, activated his backup plan. Salim's bank accounts evaporated like cookies in incognito mode, and the explosives around the building flickered like Easter eggs ready to explode. "You're in my game, Salim, and there's no save point." But what Gruber didn't know is that Salim also had a mod. He'd hacked part of the detonation system and hidden his own button right on his belt, camouflaged between dynamite and pride. Because if anything defines a B-movie villain, it's their stubbornness and their love of big red buttons. Tensions rose like the life bar of a secret-level boss. "I underestimated you, Hans, but today the terror leaderboard has a new owner." Gruber pointed a luxury Glock at him, one of those that only fire when you have a bank account in Switzerland. And you forgot that I back up my plans like a paranoid with 3 clouds and 2 flash drives. And then, the cinematic arrived. Salim, fast as a speedrunner, fired first. The bullet pierced Gruber's side, and he fell with the grace of an NPC in his death animation. But even as he fell, he dragged his hand toward a detonator hidden in his watch. That Rolex that not only told the time, but also game over. Checkmate, he coughed with blood on his lips and an accent that could have been copyrighted. And the world burst into flames. The Kronos building collapsed like a sandcastle in a rage quit, taking both villains with it in a spectacular kill cam that would have made Michael Bay weep. From helicopters and drones, newscasters captured the explosion in 4K, while the hostages, miraculously unharmed, emerged coughing and covered in dust, as if they had just survived a gravity bug. But the story doesn't end there. The next day, Ground Zero. Among the rubble, rescue teams found something strange. A charred note stuck to the torso of an explosive dummy serving as a decoy. It read, "You thought I'd die without one last twist? Welcome to the party, pal." It was Gruber's signature. Did he survive? Was he dead? Was it all a fake speedrun? Nobody knew. Just a curious fact. All the bank accounts of Kronos Tower's insurance companies had been emptied that same night. And in a cabin in Iceland, someone was toasting with cognac in front of a fireplace, while Die Hard was playing on repeat on the TV. And so, kids, we learn that betraying a villain with explosive DLC always ends in game over. Unless, of course, you pay for the secret ending.
Do you agree with the result? And if not, tell me why. If you like this video, please subscribe, like and share. I hope I at least entertained you.